My name is Malcom and I'm a World War II veteran. It was between drafted and enlisted, you know. The draft was there, and when Mother died, instead of waiting, I went up to the recruiting station and volunteered. You know. July the 21st, I went in, and I was in the Air Force, the Army, but I was in the Air Force, 9th Air Force. And I was in Fort Devens, Mass. From Fort Devens, Mass, we went to Greensboro, North Carolina. In the morning, you had to be out on the athletic field. You had to do your thing out there, and then you go in to have breakfast. And then after that, you was doing your daily duties, you know, through the day, which I was a truck driver, and I was in the motor pool. We would transport the pilots from the barracks to the plane, whatever they had to do. After I had basic training in Greensboro, North Carolina, I went to Chinook Field in Illinois. I had 5 weeks of different training. I don't remember how many there was on the boat going over, but we landed in Glasgow, Scotland. And from there we went to Nottingham, England. And from Nottingham we went to Ilminster, a little airstrip. And we were there for a while. Sergeant or whoever it was in the office come out and got me, and we went back in the office, and who would be in there but my brother, and we had quite a chat, and he said, "How long are you going to be in England?" I said, "We're shipping out tomorrow. We're going to France. My outfit was going to France." And he says, "I'm headed back to the States." So he did. He came back to the States, and I went into France. I was in France. You go from the vessel to takes you in the shore. The shores were lined with them, and because we didn't stay there in Normandy very long. We shipped right to our base. And we was in 3 or 4 different places in France during my stay. You would take your turn on guard duty. Well, got in the planes, and of course you had men on the gate where you come into the airfield, and you had to make sure they had the right credentials. We were having a lecture. This officer would talk on some subject, whatever it was, and we were all sitting there, and if you were on guard duty, there was one thing they told you not to do, is to put any cartridge in the chamber of your rifle, unless it was an emergency. If something happened that you had to use it, well, that was all right, but otherwise than that, you didn't use any ammunition in your rifle. It was empty. And this one guy, he put a cartridge in the chamber, and while we was having breakfast, it was all eating and having a great time, you know, talking and everything. The soldier was sitting on the floor, and the guy sitting up above him on the stool while he was eating. This guy well, I don't know if it was accidental, but he put a cartridge in the chamber of his rifle, and it discharged, and it hit the guy that was sitting on the stool right below his rib cage, and he died right there in front of all of us that was having breakfast and everything. And boy, I'm going to tell you, after that, when you come off duty, everything was inspected, and you made sure you didn't have any cartridge or anything in your rifle. So, yeah. But it was a sad thing. And I come home, what, December the 28th, I think it was, 1945. I was discharged. When I come home, I come back from overseas. I served my country for almost 3 years. It's a country that we love and protect. Salute it, honor it.